so often somebody will like publish one of these studies based on either like a tournament or a period in time, and they'll talk about the different techniques that are effective, and you know, they'll make like a nice little chart and stuff like that. And sometimes it'll be about submissions and sweeps, sometimes it'll be broken down by weight class or whatever. But recently these guys who have a pretty dope ass website, they had this study on the most common submissions, right? Now there's some faults in the study because they're the most common, which means they work the most, but doesn't mean that they're most successful, because we don't really know the number of attempts, right? But you can only guess from the fact that these are the ones that work all the time, and they've worked forever, that these are the most effective ones. Jiu-Jitsu has a humongous novelty bias, right? Somebody does some hot new shit somewhere and everybody imitates it, even though there's not necessarily a body of evidence behind it to support how effective it is. And then they start to ignore the things that have 30, 50, 100, 150 years of evidence behind it that says choking someone from their back fucking works all the time, right? And then they give those positions up because they want to try the new hot shit. So what we're going to do for the next couple weeks, guys, is arm bars, triangles, and chokes from the back. They beat everybody all the time. Doesn't matter, right? So we're going to make a little bit of a return to those types of techniques and some other techniques that I think are really fundamental, and find ways to get to those spots. So we have a lot of different skill levels in the room. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to start probably for the next couple weeks by showing a basic way to do these techniques for the white belts, and then the white belts are going to break off and they're going to drill them in the fundamental way. And then I'll show a slightly more advanced way for the more advanced guys who have the body mechanics down and they have a little bit more of a conceptual understanding of the technique, all right? So some of you guys it'll be review, some of you guys maybe you'll catch a detail you didn't know before, but then chokes from the back, arm bars, and triangle work. That's what beats everybody, okay? So we're gonna work on a lot of that stuff, guys. So white belts, this is gonna be your technique, right? When you're here, we're gonna start from the closed guard position, because this is the spot where it's easy to show you guys all the theories on the arm bar that make it really effective, okay? So first we're gonna start here, from the closed guard, right? With my ass on the mat here, Sean's not uncomfortable, okay? See, I'm a little bit longer, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna curl my heels and I wanna sit on his lap, okay? This makes his stand up a lot more difficult, and it makes me breaking him down a lot easier because the weight's right at the fulcrum, right at his waist, right? For the purposes of me showing this, I'm gonna let my butt rest on the mat so Sean's knees don't get banged up. There's really only a handful of grips above the belt that I can make, right? I can make same side grips, same side sleeve and collar, or I can make collar and sleeve on the same side like this, right? I can make a cross grip and a cross collar, or I can make a 2-on-1. Really, if I'm trying to break someone down, those are mostly the only grips that I'm gonna use, okay? The thing everybody's gonna miss is the pulling in with the knees, guys, okay? So, in a perfect world, I don't want Sean anchored to my body for this, okay? If he's anchored, I'm not gonna try and break it. I can still try and make arm bars from here, but ideally what I'd like to do is try and break that grip, okay? So, for white belts, make sure you can see where I am from here, okay? First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this grip right here, okay? And I'm gonna pull as far forward as I can. What I wanna do is, with my lapel grip, I wanna break my opponent down, okay? I wanna do that by pulling forward, squeezing my knees, and I'm not necessarily pulling my knees forward. You won't be able to see a difference here, right? There's this pulling forward, and then there's rolling up on my back, which is different. I'm pulling forward, and now I'm gonna roll up, okay? There's a difference, and you just gotta feel it where you guys are doing this, right? When I make a closed guard attack, it's generally gonna be when he postures is when I start setting everything up. So I'm gonna break my opponent down here by using my knees. It's a part everybody forgets. And now when Sean goes to push, I'm gonna switch the lapel grip to above the elbow, okay? Right here. And I'm gonna gig line it, okay? Put it in line with your belt knot, your belly button, whatever it is, okay? Once I'm here, my left hand for white belts, I'm gonna just grab the opposite shoulder. I don't want a cup, I don't need a thumb inside. Just grab a handful of the gi, and I wanna pull his shoulder down to my belly button. So I'm basically stacking Sean's shoulder against the inside of his elbow. Here, that's my posture control. My left foot goes to the hip and I stay tight, not here, right? My right leg is gonna go all the way up to the back of Sean's shoulders here, okay? I'm curling down. Now I can let go with my left hand because the right leg replaced the left hand. I'm gonna push the head parallel to the mat. I don't push up because he's gonna posture. okay? I push parallel to the mat. My foot comes off the hip as I squeeze my knee in. And now I just replace my left hand with my left leg. And here I do not cross the legs. I'm gonna relax for a second here. Now my left hand will grab the thumb here, like a video game, okay? My right hand comes here. My heels are gonna face the front that way. And all I'm gonna do is slightly bring my hips up. There's a huge difference, don't let me break you down here, between this, pulling forward, okay, keep that pressure, and rolling up and breaking him down. Humongous difference there, guys. I get my opponent broken down, he's gonna posture. That's when I bring the elbow to the gig line, reach across, grab what I can, pull his elbow over my belly button, foot to the hip, okay? At this point, I'm gonna push the head away, boom, okay? Now I'm gonna grab the thumb. If he falls over, let him fall over, who cares? And there's your arm. White belts, pair up, let's do that. If you have some stripes on your belt and you know this technique pretty well, grab someone who might have less experience. And we're gonna be switching techniques quick tonight, guys. Everybody else. So I don't know why, but I'm finding this grip to be a lot stronger right now. Everybody does this like in the beginning of jiu-jitsu, and I think it might be good for some people, but Sean can open this elbow and bury it in my hip, and I can't get that elbow back. So what I've been fucking around with lately is grabbing below the elbow here on the forearm, making a C grip here, pulling it to the center line, and then clamping it down on my belly button. But what makes him weak is that I'm gonna open his wrist up and out. So instead of just doing this, I'm doing this. Okay? Now, from here, in this position here, all I'm gonna do is go back to the same exact thing. Put my one foot on the hip. My right leg though, what's gonna happen is, see how my thigh is in contact with Sean's hip? It's gonna ride up into his hip as I push. And then what I do is I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna make a leg press. And basically, right now you see Sean's shoulders stacked over his hips, stacked over his knees. I want him off like that, at that angle. Okay? You gotta be quick here. Same thing, you're gonna break him down. This might happen when he tries to posture up, but this makes him weak. I don't pull up this way, because I don't put the pressure on his shoulder. My elbow points down. Now when I'm here, I'm gonna bump you pretty strong. I'm just gonna do the bump at first. Now all I have to do is take my left leg, and pull right here, boom, and you're on the arm. Okay? Good, Patrick. The whole thing here is taking him out of square. He's good in square, shoulders, hips, knees, and I want to off balance him in that way. Okay? One more. Okay, we're probably grip fighting in here. Sean's probably moving around. Once I get to here, that's good and strong. Okay? Foot to the hip. Look at how I pull my knee up and I push over there. His shoulders are now no longer stacked. Okay? Sean's gonna topple over, so I gotta be quick here. And then I apply the arm. Okay guys? You gotta be fast with this. Grab a partner, start playing around. Let's do it.